Hi everybody, this is Linda. Scrap Stars Paper Crafting, Sunday Paper Fun. And thanks for joining me. I'm a little early today, but I got some things I have to do later. So I thought I would get on a little early and do a live. This is a really cute card I'm going to share with you today. It's an arch card, and I use the sunflower embossing folder. Isn't that gorgeous? And we are going to, it's like a really pretty, it folds out like this. So you can put your message here in the center. And so let's get started, and I will show you how to make this. Hi, Katie. How are you doing? All right, here's my workspace. Okay, the first thing you need is you need some paper, some cardstock, and I'm going to cut this. You're going to cut out your arches. Let me show you the tools that we're going to use today. This is the Everyday Arches from Stampin' Up, and you can see it comes with lots and lots of arches. Now, for this card, I'm using the largest arch, and I cut out 3 from this yellow paper, 3 background arches. So here are the 3 arches I already pre-cut. Boy, I'm getting a lot of shadowing here. Let's see if this will help if I turn this light on. Well, I don't know. Okay, so anyway, I've already cut out 3 arches from this, and I cut out with the largest arch. Now, you've seen me use these arches in a lot of videos. I've used the smallest ones for tags. I've used the medium ones for tags. I've used them on all kinds of things. I love these layered dies where you can get like multiples, where you can make it really, you can just do so many things with it. All right, so the other item that I am using besides the stamp set is this really pretty sunflower 3D embossing folder. And so it is so pretty. I just love, I have used it for so many things. I just love this one. And it really turns out so pretty. All right, so the first thing you want to do is cut out your 3 arches in whatever color background you want to use. And then cut out 3 of the white ones. And I use the second die then in that so that it layers and you have that nice little border all the way around your card. And so I use the second one in the arch series for the white. You want to cut out your white first on the arch and then run it through your die cutting, or not die cutting, but your embossing. Because if you emboss your paper first and then cut it out, it will flatten your image and you want it nice and perky. So then the other thing that you need to do is I cut a 3-inch strip from 12 inches. So let's go to 3 inches. And then I'm just going to cut this at 12 inches by 3. Set this aside for another card. And then I'm going to score it at 4 inches and 4 inches. So we're going to score it here at 4 inches. And then the other side I want it 4 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring this down to 8 inches and score it again. And this is what you're going to attach your arch on to hold it together. All right, so let's move all of this stuff out of the way so we can now kind of put it together and play. You can see my pretty little deer I cut out from the product of the month. It's such a cute one. I don't think I have it out here, but it has a deer and a bunny. Oh, here's the little bunny. The little bunny. I've been cutting them out. They're just so cute. So anyway, that's another product of the month. If you spend $75, you can get the product of the month for $5. So anyway, so now what you want to do is you want to fold this. So you're going to fold it so that it's mountain and valley. So you have this nice little fold here like this. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue. I've already cut these out and glue these on. And I want just the plain one. So I would probably stamp whatever I wanted to put, message that I wanted to put on this. Now I used an older stamp set for this as a birthday card, but you could make this a get well card, happy mail card, all kinds of things that you could do with this card. So graduation card, wedding card. Wouldn't this be a beautiful wedding card too? So you can do lots of things with this, this arch card. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue this one. This is for my sentiment. I'll go ahead and glue that on first. Oops, and I didn't put the cap back on my glue. Let's see if this glue will work. I forget to put my cap back on, and then my glue dries out, and I have to, dig through and get my, there we go. This is good. Okay, so I'm gonna just put a little bit of glue up there too, on here, and then center this like so. So I have this nice little border all the way around. There we go. Get that out of the way. And then I'm going to take my other two arches, and actually I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use my blending brush on this, because if you noticed on this card, you could use it for more, but on this card I just used a little ink and I used the blending brush, and I just kind of did the centers of my sunflowers. You could really go crazy. You could do the leaves in green, you could do the petals, I mean, you could do whatever, but I just wanted just a little hint of color. So I took my blending brush that I just had here, but I was cleaning things up and probably put stuff away. So let's see if I still have it here. All right, I think this one will be fine. And I'm going to use a matching yellow that goes with my paper. And so I'm just gonna have to, dip it into the ink like this, and then I just kind of tap it off on the inside. And I don't know if you've realized, but we have some new magnetic, Stampin' Up! Is coming out with new magnetic ink pads starting in May, so that'll make it nice. So I don't want a big glob, so I kind of dab it off, and then I just lightly kind of start, and you can always go over it more to make it dark. Isn't that easy? And it just makes such a nice little impression on your card. And then I'm just gonna go wipe it under here just a little bit, because this one's like kind of pointing down, and there that is, and just a little bit of ink, and it just makes it so pretty. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and glue these onto my other two arches. This is, like I said, it's a super simple card, but so pretty, so striking too, because of, it stands up so pretty and everything. So and then I'm just going to layer this inside the arch. So I have a nice little border, even all the way around. Am I in the camera still? And you can use glue, or you could use, I do like tear tape a lot of times with, when I have embossed stuff, because I need that extra, but glue seems to work pretty well with embossed pieces as well, because you need a little extra grip to grab it so it gets all the way through. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one, just kind of make sure it's all nice and even. And then this was the hardest part. It was this 3 by 12 inch that's scored at 4 inches and then 8 inches. You're going to put your center on first. And I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on this part here. And glue this down here, like so. And I'm going to kind of center it so that you can see there's a bend each way. So try to get that to even out a little bit better. There we go. Okay, And then this one will end like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this one, only I'm going to bring it over to this edge, and I might have just a little, you can see there's just going to be a little edge I may have to trim off of this, but that's okay if I do, and I may not. It just depends on how everything lays down, but because you want it to be able to fold up nicely and fold up evenly. And then I'm just going to go ahead and line that up with the other one. And then I have the last one I'm going to put like here and glue that right on here like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and just lay this one on top of that one, and that way they're all like really nice and even. And I do just have a little bit of a trim on that one side, and then they fold up nice, and then it opens really nice too. So let's see how we got it here. Oh, did I do it wrong? Ah, I did. It's supposed to go like this. Okay, so I put this one on the wrong side. So I guess you need to pay attention when you're when you're doing this, and if you use glue, it's going to be really hard to pull it off because glue is not as forgiving as the snail. Only when you're doing live would this happen, and my glue are already like sticking. So I would probably redo this a little bit, but anyway, so I wanted this on this side over here. Glue that down like that. Line it up again. Okay, there we go. So then it will go like this. So when you're lay it out flat, that might be the better idea. Lay it out flat when you're putting them down, and then fold them to make sure they're lined up. Your arches are all lined up well. And so then it will stand up. Let me show you the finished one that's not all sticky. It will stand up like this. So it's a really nice showy card. Isn't it fun? Only when you do lives will stuff like that happen. I've made this card I don't know how many times. All right, so the other really fun thing with this too is I did the envelope, and I'm not sure if I still have it. Oh, here it is. I perked up the envelope with that embossing folder. I just laid the embossing folder. I find you could do it many different ways, but these are thicker embossing folders, and I used to like lay it on the side and fold it over, but because this is so thick, it makes a gap in there. I find with the thicker ones that if you lay your embossing, your envelope right to the edge, right here to the edge, and then run it through like this, you won't have that extra thick bump in there, so it will turn out a lot nicer. So anyway, doesn't that just look pretty? So when you get, somebody will get some happy mail, and they'll have a little embossed envelope along with, and I could even put some yellow on that too, with their really beautiful, beautiful card. All right, well, thanks a lot for joining me and my mistakes that I do. I do want to tell you next week is Easter, so I will not be on for Sunday on Easter because it's Easter and I'm celebrating that with my family. So I will see you in 2 weeks, and you all have a wonderful holiday. Bye-bye.